Hello, welcome to the Nintendo Bros podcast. This is Pete.
And this is Derek.
And we're back after quite a hiatus, huh, Derek?
Yeah, the summer has started, so it's been hard to find time.
The summer's almost over at this point.
Oh, don't say that. I got a whole another month.
Well, it's been an interesting summer for gaming, for sure, I'd say.
Definitely, yeah.
Announcements, games, all sorts of stuff. So we have some talking to do today, mostly about the games. This time, I've been playing more games than you, which is very rare.
Yes, that's true.
So I've been playing a lot of games. We've got a Mario Kart World review from me, because Derek hasn't played it. I've been playing tons of Donkey Kong Bonanza. So we can lots to talk about. But before we get into those reviews, Derek, let's do a little bit of house cleaning here.
Okay.
So, the other day, the reviews dropped for Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't do amazing. I mean, nothing terrible either.
One of the worst titles I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like, why not just call it Super Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition?
Wait, what?
It's the original title's called Super Mario Party Jamboree, right?
Yeah.
This is the official name of this is Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that means, because we also know with Kirby and the Forgotten Land coming out in a month, it's going to be called Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, something like the Crystal. I can't remember. It's got like a subtitle.
But I would just not even consider the part where it has Nintendo Switch 2 Edition as part of the title.
Well, they do, but I know, but
who cares?
I agree. Yeah, it's Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Starcross World. So, yeah. Anyways, have you read about this Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition update?
The one thing I heard is that it causes a lot of kids to scream.
Okay, yes, that's part of this like Jamboree TV mode that uses the microphone and the camera, and then like there's a lot of options in the Switch 2 Edition that have like mouse control modes and some like new modes. Like there's like a co-op mode, you know. Here's the weird thing about it, because a lot of people say Mario Party Jamboree is the best Mario Party.
I like it a lot.
Would you say it's the best one?
I like the one before it probably a bit more because it had some classics, but I do like this one too.
Okay, well, the nice thing with this Switch 2 Edition is if someone has it, I can play with them without even buying it, and if you bought it, we could play online, and I don't even need to have it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but anyways, there's this weird thing. So I watched a review on this, and it's like a really weird, baffling design decision of this game. And just let me explain it to you. So when you load up the game, it basically gives you the option to choose Super Mario Party Jamboree, the Switch 1 Edition, or the Switch 2 Edition. They don't integrate them. So it's like you're basically buying a separate game, right? But here's the weird part. Even on the main menu, when you choose the Switch 1 Edition, there's like a Switch 1 logo, and then when you go to the other one, there's a Switch 2 logo. But here's the weird thing. So the base game has no graphical updates whatsoever. It's literally the same game. It's as if you never bought anything. But the Switch 2 Edition has the, resolution bump and what have you. But the weird thing is that the Switch 2 Edition doesn't have all the features of the Switch 1 Edition. For example, there's a pro mode where you can choose things like
very specific stuff. I have the game.
Yeah, but for our listeners, like there's a pro mode, and there's other modes that like they added to Mario Party Jamboree that people loved.
Yeah.
That are not part of the Switch 2 Edition. And like there's also things like in the Switch 1 Edition you had to unlock things. Right, like you had to unlock. There's like a little bit of an unlock system.
Yeah,
I guess
for the maps. Yeah.
On the Switch 2 Edition, everything's unlocked.
I mean, that's not that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal. It's just weird, right? And people
I actually don't like that I have to unlock the maps.
Okay, well, some people do, but it's just. And here's the other thing: is there's like a way that tallies your stats. I guess it keeps a statistic. Doesn't exist in the Switch 2 Edition. So it's this weird divide where it doesn't feel like they've made an upgrade on the base game. It's as if they've added some sort of weird side mode, and people are kind of like, well, I want to play some of the modes from the original that are not included in this Switch 2 edition, but I also want to have a resolution bump, and I want to have the mouse, pretty good mouse mini games included. So it's just a weird mix. It's like you're just kind of like, why didn't you just add those? Why didn't you just integrate this better? But I think it might have to do something with online play or something. I'm not sure, but certainly awkward.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking to like the PS4, PS5, like, there are different home screen icons and you boot up a different thing even if you have both versions on the same disc.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it has something to do with like that's just how backwards compatibility and those things work. Like in my mind, it should be that you just play the Switch 2 version and it has all the features of the Switch 1 version. I don't know why they would remove features.
Exactly. It's super weird, and I'm like kind of worried now that even Kirby Forgotten Land coming out, it's gonna have something where like I've beaten the game, I've collected a bunch of stuff. Is the Star-Crossed Worlds going to be just like a separate like little mode from the hub, which would like integrate my game already? Or am I going to have to like on the main menu choose a separate game that like somehow it's just like
you're going to have to choose a separate game.
That's super odd because it's not like
but you have to understand you're not playing Switch 1 Kirby on your Switch 2. You're playing Switch 2 Kirby on your Switch 2, which is a different game. It's like I have Cyberpunk 2077. So I play and I have it on the PS4, so when I put it in my system, it gives me both versions or something. There's something like that. So I have two icons on my screen and they don't talk to each other. So it's the same thing for you.
I guess so, but if right now with my Tears of the Kingdom, I only have one icon on my Switch home menu. My entire save game is completely carried over into the new version. It has new graphics, it's got the better textures, better load times, and has the integration with the app. So with this Kirby game,
I guess that is the Switch 2 version too, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm just kind of confused. I'm wondering how this Kirby game will go, because if I upgrade it, it'll probably take over my home screen icon. Like I won't have both icons of the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. But when I boot the game, is it going to give me some weird clunky option? You know what I mean? Or is it just going to kind of like let me continue with the game I've already started? You know what I mean? Like, is there going to be a Switch 1 icon where it's still running in 30 frames per second and I got to go to the boot the Switch 2 version from the home screen menu?
Just so I understand, let's say your family pass or whatever has lapsed, right? The Nintendo Plus subscription.
Yep.
And you lose your Tears of the Kingdom bonus stuff.
Yep.
What happens to your game?
I don't fully know, but I imagine when I go to play it, it would say you're not eligible to play this game, and then I could probably delete the game and download the game I bought, which is Tears of the Kingdom, and then it would download the Switch 1 edition. Probably I don't know fully how this works. I don't think I can just like delete the patch out of the game.
No, I'm just surprised that there's not two icons.
No, there's not. It updates to the Switch 2 edition. Yeah, but
knowing that, I'm gonna lean that Mario Party is the one weird one because they cut corners in making it cheap. I think
that's what I think. Yeah, and I think they're just weird with the online play because I think they can't. As soon as there's online, it becomes a weird thing, right? Like, let's say in Mario Kart they do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Switch 2 edition, which they won't. But let's say they do. It's like now anyone who pays that $10 for the update, are they going to be able to play with someone? Like, is there cross play if I have a higher frame rate and I have like some advantages and what have you? Like,
I mean, there should be. There's PS5 and PS4 crossplay all the time.
No kidding. And there's also crossplay with Fortnite across like various platforms.
Yeah.
So it's just odd. So I don't know. Part of my OCD likes smoothness in the UI, and that is so unsmooth with Mario Party Jamboree. It like makes me not want to buy it. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've also got a bunch of we haven't talked in a while. There's been a bunch of summer announcements.
Okay. Roll through them.
Well, I don't have a list here. I was just going to say, are there any that stand out to you that you're excited about? I have two on my list. One being Resident Evil 9, obviously. I mean, I'll just play anything from Resident Evil. And I also thought Pragmata looked pretty good.
Pragmata looks really interesting. It's like such a unique game play style. It's like
Totally.
you're like puzzling while in combat. It's
It
cool.
reminds me of that game, The World Ends With You, where it's like you're kind of doing two things at the same time. Like you're doing a puzzle or a rhythm puzzle to like fight, and I'm kind of excited for it. It looks like they're putting a lot of effort and high budget into it. But is there anything that stands out for you from all these summer announcements?
Oh God, you go first. 'Cause I gotta think about what was even shown. It's been so long.
Well, that's it for me. I mean, the
so
truth is there hasn't really been that many exciting announcements.
no, for sure. Like so, I have a few that come to my mind. Like Code Vein 2. I was a big fan of Code Vein 1. I didn't think they were gonna get a second one, so that's pretty awesome. What was the like? So one of the ones that I thought I was gonna be excited for is Neo 3, and I tried playing Neo 2 about a month ago, and I just couldn't quite get into it. So I'm not sure if I'm just fatigued on that kind of Souls fighting system.
Yep.
So I don't know. That didn't hype me as much as I thought. Trying to think of anything else. Final Fantasy Tactics didn't really do much for me.
Yes, the Final Fantasy Tactics looks kind of just like a slight remaster. It doesn't. It looks like the same game, slightly remastered. I thought they'd do a more of a remake.
Yeah, like it looks cool. Like I didn't even like Final Fantasy Tactics when I did play it. I had Tactics Advance, I think, but yeah, I'm just trying to think of anything else that kind of jumped out at me.
I mean, I'm thinking at the Microsoft unveiling where they canceled 10 games. Nothing. I mean, there's the Indiana Jones DLC, which I might be interested in.
Did you ever you beat Indy, right?
Yeah. And I'd be down for some DLC if I ever get Game Pass again for a month. And also they showed. Do you have any interest in Outer Worlds?
No, not at all.
Okay, you've obviously heard the controversy. It was announced for $80, and they dropped the price. And
Yeah, I saw that. One of the games that looks really cool is Tokon.
oh, the Marvel fighter.
Yeah, that looks wicked to me.
Well, that seems to be like the biggest hype announcement of the whole summer.
I know people were surprised and like. Anyways, that looks super freaking awesome. So that's a big one for me.
It looks. That's the kind of game though. I don't know if I'd be interested in buying right away. I might like wait like years later to just like get for cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I gotta see where I am in my life. Like, I mean, if I have no one to play with, it's not that fun. The
I'm
other
just
game
not
that looks
big on fighting games. I find like I play them and I get kind of bored of them. Like they're just not forever game. They're not big hour-long games for me. You know?
Yeah, the other one that looks really cool. I don't know if this is actually announced in the summer, but the Marvel like beat 'em up, like the Streets of Rage 4 style game. I think it's made by. Is it made by the team that made Streets of Rage 4?
I think so. Yeah, that's coming for
Marvel
Switch, too.
Cosmic Marvel or something.
Yeah, that looks like a fun kind of cheaper distraction that I'd be into.
I mean, I liked the Ninja Turtles games that was similar, so I'm down to have more of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're snack size games, I guess you could call them.
I think you hit the number one for me, which is Resident Evil 9.
Yeah, even though what they showed of it didn't really do much for me, I'm just like the promise of it. You know?
The trailer is just a trailer.
They really like that early part of the year time slot, huh?
Yeah, like the February, March kind of stuff.
Well, it's like Resident Evil 7, I believe 7, 8, 4 remake, 2 remake, 3 remake, and now 9 were all in that first part of the year.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of an interesting slot. I mean, you'd think that they'd have a good holiday slot if they wanted it. Because this holiday, like, what are you looking forward to this holiday for games? Like, to me, there's just... Other than, like, there's Metroid Prime 4, hopefully, but there's not a lot... There's just not a lot I'm, like, super stoked on.
Yeah, so I'm going to answer the question a little bit differently. So I'm going to not talk about Nintendo, because for me, Nintendo is like, I'm going to have Metroid Prime 4, I'm going to have
Mario Kart.
Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, maybe Kirby Air Ride, maybe Hyrule Warriors, like, Hades 2. There's going to be a sweet kind of lineup coming for me for Switch.
Mm-hmm.
as far as other games, like, Ghost of Yotei looks good, but it looks so similar to what it kind of already was for Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm like,
A lot of people are saying that. It's not
I
just
know,
you.
like, it looks good. Like, it really does look good, but it looks so similar. So for me, the games that really jump out are like actually the indie game lineup. So I'm hoping Slay the Spire 2 comes out. I'm hoping for Silk Song, as we talk about every single podcast.
Yeah, the last 10 years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hades 2. I'm trying to think of any others that jump out. I know that Earthblade got canceled, so that's kind of a bummer.
I'm pretty interested in the. It comes out soon, I believe, which is the Ninja Gaiden. What's it called? Ragebound.
Oh yeah, that looks quite good.
That looks like it could be really fun. And like indies, you never really know. There could be one that comes out of nowhere. I was hoping that Namco kind of Pac-Man, Metroidvania game. You know that one? Where it was like,
yeah, it didn't do that well.
Didn't get the best reviews, but it looked. I was kind of interested, but
I don't know what I was interested and I've been reading a lot about it, and it does not sound like it's for me. It just sounds very not like well refined, I guess is a good way to put it. And one of the games that jumps out to me is I go back and forth. Is the Bloober Team game? I think it's called
the sci-fi horror game.
Yeah, it's not Saros. Saros is the Housemarque one, but I'm looking it up.
Does the Housemarque's game doesn't come out this year though? They just showed a teaser.
Yeah, that's gonna be later. Where is it? It's coming out, I think, this year too.
Yeah.
Oh, Chronos.
Yeah. So it looked cool.
Yeah, the gameplay looks good. Again, I'm hesitant because Bloober to me they're like Mercury Steam, where they've had a good game or so, but they haven't really shown me that they're like always on point.
Yeah, even Silent Hill 2, which I haven't beaten and I've enjoyed, it didn't blow my socks off. Like it's an 8 out of 10 kind of. It feels a little bit like restrained. Like it's like almost like an indie game, like a walking simulator indie game.
Well, it's very true to the original.
Yeah,
and but what I will say is like I totally agree. But I don't mind 8 out of 10 horror games because I like horror games. There's not enough of them, especially with a decent budget. An 8 out of 10 horror game is good enough for me. So I'm hoping Chronos hits that too. But again, Bloober is all over the place. Like, the medium is just not a good game. Where
I never played it, so
I watched a fair bit of it and I don't know, not for me.
Yeah.
So there are some games that are interesting out there that are coming down the pipeline, I guess I should say. But yeah, it's mainly indies. Like, I'm just looking through the games that are coming out this year. Pokemon Legends doesn't do much for me. Borderlands doesn't do much for me. I was curious that you're not, or surprised that you're not more hyped for Metal Gear Solid Delta.
I mean, it's just it's the same game. Do you know what I mean? From what I've seen, it's like it's not like Resident Evil 2 remake or Final Fantasy 7 remake where it's like a re-envisioning. It really is just the same game upgraded.
Yeah.
So
I never played the original.
You did?
3, so no, I want to get this game eventually.
It's incredible. You're gonna have to go into it with a little bit of like, oh, it's gonna be a tad dated.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's an excellent game.
And then Mina the Hollower coming out on Halloween. I'm looking forward to that one. That's the Shovel Knight team's next game.
The mouse game.
Yeah, and
yeah, you're right. Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta is probably one of the games I'm gonna get. It's probably the only game I'm actually looking to buy on PS5 this year. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, because you get your indies on Switch, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Apparently, and just apparently, I was reading something about. I don't know if it's a rumor or someone like that knew someone that played the game, but Jurassic Park Survival apparently is quite good.
Oh yeah, the game we all thought was gonna be terrible from our Metacritic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They said it's actually scary and horrifying, and like it's like Alien Isolation scary, is what they were saying.
Okay, well you never know because like there's that RoboCop game that came out a few years ago that's apparently awesome and has DLC now. So I've been eyeballing that one for a while too. So you never know. Some of these movie or licensed games or random games end up good.
I know if you I know you didn't like Avatar, but even Avatar people like if you find the enjoyment in those 7 to low 8 kind of range games where it's like you just appreciate what it does well. I think there's a lot of games that are actually quite good, especially when it comes to those IPs from movies and stuff.
Yeah, I'm still curious if there's any more announcements to be had for this year. Like, I wonder if Nintendo is going to have a direct and announce a game we haven't heard about this year.
I don't think so. They already
I don't.
have 3 more games that they could bring out this year.
Yeah, I agree, but it does feel like this holiday's missing kind of like a big game for me.
Yeah, because Xbox has nothing. Ghost of Yotei looks very similar, and PlayStation has nothing else. I mean, Pokemon's big for a lot of people, and Nintendo has some big games coming down.
I mean,
And
Metroid
then,
Prime 4 is the big one for me.
yeah, and then like third party wise, there's nothing big for Capcom, nothing big for Square Enix.
Ubisoft has nothing.
Borderlands 4 is big to some people.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just it's been a weird year. I mean, there's been
yeah,
some real highlights, but it's just been, and with Microsoft and canceling so many games the other week, like canceling Perfect Dark, like it's just kind of like, wow. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they had the Gears of War game coming.
The remake?
Yeah, and E-Day.
E-Day's not coming this year, though.
No.
And they've also got Ninja Gaiden 4, which is going to be on all platforms. So that might be interesting.
Yeah,
Looks
and they've had
good.
some there's been some decent games already out this year. Like it's not like it's been a totally weak year, but I agree. Like the second half of this year is, to me, it's indies and Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still looking forward to in the fall, like doing a month of Game Pass and finishing Doom, playing Expedition, maybe playing Ninja Gaiden 4. So there's still things out there. I'm
For
sure
sure.
some people want. I think they Outer Worlds 2 must be a solid game if they felt confident to price it at $80.
Well, they lowered it to 70.
I know, but to even price it at 80 initially, they must have confidence in it. And I think the pre-orders probably gave them a really bad signal that they needed to drop that price. But speaking of $80 games, let's talk about Mario Kart World.
Go for it.
The only major $80 game you can buy. So I put about 40 hours into this game so far.
Okay.
I mean, that seems like a lot. My friend is
No,
140.
that's not crazy. That's not crazy at all.
It's not crazy, yeah.
To me, like Mario Kart, I get so fatigued if I play it that fast.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm kind of at that point now with Mario Kart World. Like, I feel like I've really kind of scratched the whole ticket, Weird analogy. But I kind of wrote some notes here. So some of the positives, it has really excellent music and graphics. I think going into the game, I was like really, really hyped on the music. But the thing to keep in mind with the music of this game that's maybe a plus and a minus is it's almost it's other than the main theme, it's like almost 100% remasters of old songs. So it's cool to hear all these old Mario songs with like jazzed up or like kind of like reapproached with like almost different genres sometimes. So it's like really cool. And it's like feels great, but there's really nothing new about it. It's kind of like a celebration of the series, which is cool. Whatever. The graphics are pretty great. It looks great. Perfect 60 frames, like very little load times, which is appreciated. The controls and like I really appreciate the controls because it has this kind of weighty physics to it. And there really is a learning curve to the grinding and trick system. Like it's actually a really satisfying learning curve because it's not one of those things that you just figure out instantly. It actually like kind of takes a bit of muscle memory, but when it starts to click, you're actually like get more confident with it. It's almost like playing Tony Hawk, right? You start off and you're very basic, and then you become a master.
Yeah, I don't have as much to contribute to this, but I have played Mario Kart World a little bit. A friend brought it to work.
Oh, you have? Okay.
I played maybe I did one knockout tour, and then I did a Grand Prix of four races or whatever.
By yourself or with a friend?
There was 4 of us.
Oh, so you had 30 frames.
Yeah, so I mean I don't know. I was going to talk more about the controls. Like as someone who's very good at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like I'm not godly. I think you're quite higher and better than me at that game, but I can hold my own quite well in Mario Kart 8. This game felt totally different physics-wise and just like how to slide, like even just optimizing routes. I'm like, I don't know anything as far as what to do, whether should I grind around this corner or do this thing or wall ride. And I have YouTube shorts that I see sometimes, and sometimes they show these Mario Kart like shortcuts,
Yeah.
or like tricks, and like someone's like, yeah, it's better for like your to not continuously jump on a rail because the longer your boost, like there's all these like weird tech kind of skills that let you go faster than you thought you could.
Yep.
So there's a lot to learn about that game. I'm excited to play it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, and a couple more positives here. I feel like the item balancing is pretty solid. I want to say
Most people argue that that's the worst part of the game.
well, I'm looking at the whole gamut of Mario Kart here. So I have a caveat here. It's not better than Mario Kart 8. But it's certainly better than Mario Kart Wii and like 64. Like if there's a I'm starting to learn it, if you know what I mean. Like for example, it's a little bit of my own meta. I treat mushrooms like defensive items. In that I will hold a mushroom because if you get hit and then you boost right after your hit, it cancels out the hit. So if you when I've started to treat it that way versus like, oh, I got 3 mushrooms, let me blast them. It's like you got to be very strategic. So now it's like I'm thinking of mushrooms as a different thing where it's like I'm using it to recover, but I'm also using it to guarantee me an item at the next item box slot. Because with 24 racers, you're not guaranteed to get an item. And the worst thing that can happen is you not get an item. So if you have 1 mushroom going into that item slot area and you boost right before, you're going to get the double. So I guess at first I guess like as I've been playing more and getting a little bit better, I've noticed there is actually a skill to it where I can, if I'm really playing sweaty and good, I'm gonna at least come in the top 10. Coming in first is like hard. It's like almost like winning a battle royale. Like you have to beat 23 players.
Again, I'm watching on YouTube, and like a lot of the people that are really like hardcore streamers about Mario Kart, they're the techniques, and this is why there's an issue with this game, is that the skill right now is actually to stay in last or far behind, get a golden mushroom and then something else, usually a star or something, and
bagging.
And then only at the end, because the golden mushroom apparently is so powerful and so broken in this game that it's better to be in 24th or whatever, and then in the last 15 seconds use your golden mushroom and get up to like top 4.
Well,
like that's the best strategy every time. I'm telling you right now.
It's called bagging. That's strategy.
Yeah, but I know, but every player is doing it just for the golden mushroom. It's good.
But it's not actually being in 24th. It's that you stay way behind at the beginning, get 2 items, and then you like really do really good racing to get up to like 10th. And if you're in 10th,
no, it's not. It's
I'm telling you right now. Trust me.
I know, but I'm telling you, I watch people and they don't use their golden mushroom when they get it to catch up.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You hold the golden mushroom and then you just race without using your item, and then you get up to like 10th place, and then you can use it at the very end to try to get 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. But if you're in 24th, you're not going to get to that top position.
I'm gonna send you videos because there are people.
Okay, but be aware, Derek. The video, I've seen the videos too, but the videos you're seeing are like those magnificent moments that people need to share. Like the viral videos that people see online are those specific moments. But when you race after race after race after race, it's not always going to be that. So I'm sure there's examples online where someone's like, "Hey, look, this game's broken. I was in 24th, now I'm in 1st." Sure, but for the most part, the strategy of bagging is to like hold those items, get those items at the beginning, and then race as good as you can to at least claw your way up. Because being in 24th, you're not guaranteed anything. But if you're in like 10th or 9th or even 5th with a really set of good weapons, you're looking great.
Fine. I don't know how to argue with you on this because.
Well, I'm just telling you, Derek. I played it for 40 hours, and I've watched all the same videos you have. Like
I know, but I'm just saying the videos aren't. Oh, this is a wicked moment. This is like they're like this is what you should be doing because if you go above this number, these items are now going to be hitting you from behind, and you don't get these. Like it's not them just doing a clip. It's them like teaching you the tech.
Well, it depends if we're talking about Knockout Tour or regular race.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm not watching like the cool clip. I'm watching people that are like pausing it and breaking it down and like showing frame by frame and like discuss like I'm watching like teachings of it. So maybe you're right. I don't know. I mean, you're right. You have 40 hours of gameplay on me, so I have no idea. But I'm just telling you, it's not just videos. Like people online are discussing how forget the bagging part of it. People are really dissecting or discussing how powerful the golden mushroom is to the point where it's an issue because if you don't have one, it's such a disadvantage.
Well, yeah, I mean it's I love the golden mushroom because it feels like the mushrooms now are like really valuable where they didn't feel as
I
valuable in the
Yeah,
past.
it's so good. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think they just need to like balance it a bit like they've done in the past. With Mario Kart 8, they did some balancing with the items. I think they probably will. To me, the more frustrating thing is the if you're in first or you're like getting a lead from good racing and what have you, it gives like it's not like Mario Kart 8 where it's like okay, you can pretty much guarantee there'll be one blue shell a race. So if you want to get into a lead position, you gotta be able to handle that one blue shell and keep in the race. But now it's like there'll be three blue shells in a race, and then the second place behind you will have three red shells, and it's just like you get pummeled in a way that it's like you're better off not being that far ahead.
Yeah, or it's better to be in sixth until the last 15 seconds.
Yes, so it's a weird thing, but I think the thing with the bagging strategy is for Knockout Tour, it's like part of it. Like it's almost like you're supposed to hold your item till that last stretch. And it's kind of like everyone's like using that item at the end. It kind of makes it fun. But I'm not. How it works with the races is still a bit odd, and I'm thinking that they'll try to balance it. But the other thing I'll say is that from what I've heard from casual gamers, they love this game. So when you're talking to like the hardcore community and the hardcore gamers on Reddit and stuff and Reset era, who they're like kind of disappointed with it because Mario Kart 8 is a tighter game for a hardcore gamer, but casuals seem to just love World. Like they like the fact that they can get in a good position and not be that good.
Or it's a little more random chaos party fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, people love the game. I'm not trying to criticize the game.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I feel like a couple item tweaks could like help.
Couple item tweaks and fixing the
let me get into
the 3 lap levels.
Let me get into my negatives here, okay? Because I have a list of negatives. Okay, I also
we gotta get to Donkey Kong sometimes.
I know. So I also think with Mario Kart World, one of my last positives is I find the world really fun to explore. Like I had a lot of, I've done a lot of it, so I'm kind of over it now. But it's like it's really fun for me to just jump into the main world and drive around. Like I know people are like, oh, it's empty. I loved it. I love doing the challenges and finding the coins and like seeing the little displays and like there's a lot of detail and love put in this world and it is fun to explore and I think there's a lot they can do with it. So on to some of my negatives. The unlockables, the way this game handles unlockables is so unusual. It's almost as if Nintendo like doesn't want this game to have unlockables. You know, it's like they're doing everything they can to make it not a traditional unlockable. And the odd thing is that, so I don't know if you know this, Derek, to unlock characters, there's an item in the game, like a Kamek item, where like you summon Kamek.
Yeah.
And he'll basically like turn everyone into one of the racers, and then if you are one of those players to turn into that racer, you unlock them. I still have racers I haven't unlocked. And from what I hear, there's only certain stages that will even happen. Like you can only unlock the fish bones on the dry bones course. So how many times are you going to play that course where someone behind you is going to get the Kamek item and you're going to turn into that? Like it's such a rare thing. And it's unusual when in the open world I can get so many peach coins that do nothing. And I can get so many missions that do nothing, other than give you like thousands of these stickers that don't do anything. And it's just like, why was it thought of this way? And I'm almost thinking like they deliberately wanted to do it this way, where it avoided the traditional unlock system. Like it would have been easy enough to say, okay, do 20 missions and you unlock this character. Do 30 missions and you unlock this character. 40 missions and you unlock this character. It would have made the character unlocks less frustrating and given more of a purpose to doing those things. And it's almost like Nintendo's trying to say, no, we completely want to avoid that design of having you play to unlock things. It's very odd.
Nintendo is very anti I don't know the right word, like a completionist. They're not a fan of like, here's the list of all the things to do, get them all done. Like, you know what I mean? They're not they
I'm
never
not.
really designed their games for 100%ing. I don't know.
Well,
Like they kind of just like go
I,
for it and have fun, and what happens happens.
I'm gonna say that's true with Mario Kart, but that's certainly not true with 3D Mario and Donkey Kong and Smash Bros. And a
I
host
actually
of other
disagree with you.
games.
You don't think of how many moons there are in Mario and how many you have to need to beat the game. Think of how many Korok seeds there are and what you actually get for getting all of them. Like they're not expecting you to get all the things.
True, in those senses, you're right. But I would say like those are not. This game feels so antithetical to the traditional unlock, where those other games are maybe just like slightly antithetical. But like this game feels like bizarrely like it's trying to go against your. It's like giving you no reason to do the things in the game. Where at least in Mario, it's like sure they give you a lot of moons, but there is a checklist where you can see that, and there are things you unlock by getting moons.
True.
Where this game, it's like doing the missions does nothing, and there's so many stickers. It's not even like a bragging right. It's like the stickers kind of lose any value when there's like 1,000 of them. So it's just odd. The few other small complaints: you can't do Knockout Tour online with friends. I expected the online friends lobbies to be a mess, like it's always been with Nintendo. But not being able to, like, literally, if I'm playing Knockout Tour, my friend tries to join me, it does not let them. Like, what is the deal? Like, it's if I'm playing with a friend online, we don't just want to play race over and over and over and over again. We want to do Knockout Tours online, and you just can't.
The only thing I can think of that is because someone gets eliminated. It's the only reason I can think of that.
True, but it's like it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know what I mean? Because basically, what happens is you can basically spectate. Like if I'm playing,
I agree. I'm just
or you can choose to go back to the lobby, and it's like I don't know why if you're with a friend they're not just forced to spectate. I think it might have to do also with Nintendo saying, well, we don't want a group of 5 people joining and then like cheesing the room. You know what I mean? Like, or hey, we've got 10
but if they
people.
they can do that if they can do that in race, then who cares?
Well, exactly, and I don't think. If there's people who get 9 of their friends together to cheese an online Knockout Tour, then like let them, like more power to
Mario
them.
Kart, yeah.
I know, like get a life. The battle mode is totally meh. It's not god awful like Mario Kart 8 original like base game, but it's low tier. Like it's worse than Deluxe, worse than DS, worse than 64, probably worse than Double Dash. It's not good. There's so many racers on these big. It's not even like you're racing in what feels like a designated course. You know what I mean? Like it feels like they just bid out a chunk of the world and they're like, okay, here's this big area you can do battles in. It's very awkward, and it's like it just I don't know. It's not I don't know. It's like it's just half thought about. It feels like.
Okay, so give me your overall score out of 10 for Market World, and tell me where it ranks among a few of the Mario Karts.
So ultimately, it's a 10 out of 10. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not. To me, it's an 8 out of 10, and I weighed heavily on whether it's a 9 or an 8 because I really do enjoy it. But
I just want to make sure I understand, because you've given reviews before on podcasts or to me of games that are like 8.2s that are like solid games. You've given indie like a 9 something. Is this game actually below those games? Are you doing a universal scale? You're just saying, it's an 8 out of 10 Mario Kart because there's potential here? Like, are you doing an 8 out of 10 in the Mario Kart sphere or 8 out of 10 in all games?
Well, I think we always got to think about how games compare to other games. Like, obviously, if there's some like really tight 3-hour indie platformer, I might be like, this is a really great $10 short game and give it a 9. Where this game obviously has so much more content, but it's a AAA game that took 7 years and it's $80. So it's like there's a different comparison model here. And I guess, in a vacuum, if there had never been a Mario Kart before, and it's like the first one, it was a new idea, I might be like, wow, this is a really great idea. Like Mario Racing, and they just nailed it, and they give you this giant world. Like, but this is like the 10th one, and they built on each other, and there's lots of comparison points. And I think the reason I give it an 8 is because it feels like there's a lot of potential for more. It's like they gave you this big world, they give you these tracks, but it's like some really weird setups in the game. Like, I have no real reason to keep playing. Like you said, needs the 3-lap mode. It needs just like more content. It needs more things to do in the world. It needs like, I don't know. It just needs more. But with that said, I actually think I strongly predict it actually will get more. I don't think Nintendo made this big base of a game to just leave it. I think
agree.
there's so much potential for more. They've updated the last Mario Kart. I really think they've made this big open thing to continually update. I hope we get more updates soon. Like I hope we get this classic 3 lap mode soon. I hope they kind of unlock some of the weird like knockout tour online. Like I hope more battle modes. Like I just hope they
I could
enrich
see
this game.
Going back to our discussion of what's coming out this year, I could see a bit like a medium-sized DLC expansion, the first one coming this holiday.
I agree, and that'd be great. And I think eventually we're gonna get that 3 lap mode. I think eventually we're gonna get these things, 200cc maybe.
Yeah.
And I think
There's no mirror mode though either, right?
Yes, there is full mirror mode.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do think like there's a lot of like negative vibe about this game, but I do think eventually it's gonna come around and become a great game as they update it. So that's why I gave it an 8, because I'm like, okay, it'll eventually be a 9 or even a 10. Like Mario Kart 8 when it first came out was probably an 8.5. But then they added way more tracks. They added 200cc. They redid it with deluxe with the 2 items. Like it became a much better game. And the other thing to keep in mind too with Mario Kart is it's almost always that kind of game. Like I've never really bought a Mario Kart and be like, wow, I'm gonna play this forever, like Smash Bros. It's like even 64 or Double Dash or DS, like you kind of play through the cups and you do your thing and you're like, okay, I'm kind of bored of this now, and I'll just play once in a while with friends or like a pick up and play online game. It just doesn't have that stronghold. Like there's always a bit of a emptiness feeling with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And that's even true. Like even when I got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Switch, I had that same feeling. I played it a bit. I'm like, oh, cool. It's like, it's Mario Kart 8 again. And you played it for a few months and you're like, okay, well, what's next? But over time, it becomes that forever staple. It's an easy game to play with friends.
Easy to go back to always. And yeah, it's like a comfort food.
Yeah, I just kind of wish that they made it where like you really could just like sink in and keep unlocking things and keep getting things and upgrade your stats or whatever. Like there's not even a stat screen in this Mario Kart world. So it just feels like I really think that they're gonna. I think that's also why the price is $80. I think it's I think they're gonna update it. So I'm like more optimistic than like some of the online discussion about it. It's still a really fun game. It's like to me it's like a required purchase if you have a Switch 2. I mean it comes with it pretty much. But it's not really the 10 out of 10 Breath of the Wild Mario 64 kind of like. You have to have the system with this game. It almost felt a little bit till Donkey Kong a little disappointing. It's like, oh, okay, I'm like done with Mario Kart. It's really not much else. Okay,
bring the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about the next game.
Okay, well I haven't started Donkey Kong yet. It's still in the packaging. So
tell me about the box.
Box is great. So no, I'm just gonna say. So I'm about 30-ish hours into Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Have you beaten the main story? That's what the first.
No, but I'm extremely close. I can tell.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm going to talk about this game to avoid spoilers.
Yes, please.
Because there are things in the game that I don't think you know about. I'm not like talking about like the big story spoilers and stuff. I'm talking even just like the transformations. Like I don't think you know about all of them, do you?
I do, but I still don't want you to talk about them.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So
I know what they are as far as animal.
I'll be vague. So I absolutely love this game. I'm just gonna say I'm not sure if it's my favorite game ever. Like it might be. It's definitely in my top 10 of all time.
Wow.
I'm
gonna quote you on that for a long time.
Okay. I haven't beaten it, so I mean maybe over time I'm like, I don't think about it anymore. But like I can't stop thinking about it when I'm not playing it, and it's better than Odyssey. And I took some notes here. So. The thing that caught me off guard with this game, from seeing the trailers to playing it, is there's so many more levels than you think they're going to be. There's so much more variety and depth than you think there's going to be. Like there's so many mechanics with the different materials, and than you think there's going to be. There's so much more control variety. Like there's so many control options in like tech to this game. And like people online are figuring out like some crazy tech. Like in Odyssey there's like throw the hat, long jump, bounce on the hat, throw the hat kind of
Yeah.
long jump. Like this game has that, but like it's a little more technical. It's like you gotta and the thing with this game that's so cool is that at any point you just grab a chunk and like you just throw it and you can do it really quickly, so it's almost like a shooter, like you're just whipping rocks. But it's like it's just so tightly made. There's multiple ways to accomplish tasks. So there's times you're like you do something, you're like I don't even know if that's the way I'm supposed to do it. So there's this kind of messiness of Tears of the Kingdom. So I put here it feels like Tears of the Kingdom meets Mario Odyssey meets Splatoon. Because Splatoon has like the very liquidy textures and things and like sucking away, cleaning up kind of feeling. Tears of the Kingdom has that kind of like you build, you're customized. It's very much based on the materials in the game, like whether things are hot or cold or heavy or dense or strong or weak. And Mario Odyssey, it's that kind of sandbox collectible. The digging and destruction is used really well. Like in the first few stages, it's very heavy, but as the game goes on, it's not like okay, just dig a bunch of stuff. It's worked into different parts of the game really smartly. The game's incredibly epic. I think the collectible economy is really well done in this game. Like you don't need to collect any bananas if you don't want. It's like they're entirely optional.
Oh, and you can go to the lower levels without bananas?
You can literally get 0 bananas the whole game. Yeah, but because you upgrade your stats, you actually like kind of want them. Like it doesn't feel like useless like moons. Like okay, I have enough moons to move on. Why would I collect more just to check off a list? In this game, I really feel compelled to 100% this game. And the cool thing is like you go to this level and it's like a big sandbox, 3D level, and it's not telling you okay now go explore a bunch and come back with a bunch of stars so you can continue. It's basically like you need to go here and beat this boss and go lower. So like you can actually plow through a level. Like you can beat this game probably in 15-20 hours if you really want to. And it's just cool to be like, well, really it's actually mission based. Like I get to a place, I've got to like, make this bridge, kill the boss, and then get to the level below that.
So, excuse me, that's my question. Let's say I'm going to pick a random, don't tell me about this floor, I guess, but like, the sixth floor, the sixth terrain, you land there, and does it like have a cutscene and says, hey, way off in the distance, that's the boss, and then you just have to find how to get over there, and then you can leave? Like what actually directs you when you enter a floor? What directs you besides, I can go anywhere and find bananas? Like what's saying I got to go here and do this, and then I can get out?
Well, it's the whole kind of point of the game is to go lower, right? So as soon as you get to a level, the main thing is to get to the section below you. And some levels have like multiple sub-levels. So like one level will have like 4 sub-levels.
Sure, but like what's so obviously I can't just like jump off the edge and fall somewhere, and I can't dig down indefinitely. Like so how do I what's compelling me to go in a direction?
Okay, so it's pretty, there's a lot of variety, but let me give you an example. So like you get to one level and you'll just like not know anything. You're like, what am I doing? But then like right in front of you is like a little kind of town. And then there'll be someone at the front of the town, and if you talk to them, they're like, oh, over there, we heard there's like there's a disturbance on that bridge. I'm just giving you a vague example. So and then it'll like add a marker on the bridge. So it's like, go to that bridge. And then you go to the bridge and like you fix it, and then you get across it and whatever. Or you'll get somewhere and be like, this whole planet's full of poison now because of those terrible, Void Kong. You should talk to the Elder to get help. And the Elder's in that building. And to get to that building, you need to do that. Like you got to figure out how to get in the building. But
so there's always someone that tells you a thing to do.
Well, sort of, or some of them are like, some of the levels are a little more linear. Like some levels feel like you're in a factory and you're just like going forward kind of thing. Like there's completely a variety of structures, and some of them are like we need to get to the lower level. Looks like that tower is the way to get lower because it's like a big pipe that leads down. Let's get to that tower. You know what I mean? Or there's kind of each level has a kind of a various thing going on. Or you get to a level and like there's a boss right away. Then you beat the boss. Like I guess my point is it doesn't feel like it's super structured in a way where you're like, oh, it's always go to the level, always get the stars, always beat the boss, always talk to the guy, always do this and this.
Totally. I just wanted to know if there was like a directive as opposed to just like, here's, like I'm trying to think of like, when you enter in Mario 64, you enter a painting.
Yep.
But imagine you entered that painting and it didn't give you the star that you're trying to go for, right? You know, so like you're just in a place, or is like there is a direction, but you've kind of answered that for me. Like there is kind of a path that's there's people giving you arrows. You know what I mean?
Totally. And the other thing is like, for example, one of the levels, it's really, honestly, the level design is brilliant in this game.
Don't spoil too much, but keep
I
going.
won't, but like, for example, there'll be one level where it's like, hey, you start off on one big platform, and then like there's a minecart to the next platform, and then the third platform away is how you get lower. So you're like, okay, well, I need to get to that third platform. Not only is the biggest and tallest thing here, but like the language of the game is directing me there, you know?
Yeah.
Like otherwise I'm just meandering on this platform forever. And like, you know, we saw the beach level in the trailer. It's like, okay, well, it's clearly get to that big thing in the middle. It doesn't tell you to do that, but it's like, get to the big thing in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you really get lost and you go to the little town, someone will probably tell you to do that. But there's a number of times where I didn't go to the town, and it's like a visual instinctual guiding. And it's honestly like, this game must have been super hard to design.
So can I want to ask a couple questions. Okay. I know you have a lot to say. So one is verticality. So you know, there's times in the trailer you see there's a lot of height, for example.
Yep.
Is there a lot of functional verticality, or is it like, oh, I'm on a platform and that's just higher up and I'm just stuck in that higher area? Because like I think of you know, Bowser's Fury, where there's a little bit of height but nothing insane, and then I think of like Tears of the Kingdom, where there's like an insane amount of height. In this game, I'm just curious, is it like, you know, I don't know how to explain, it's like 30 feet, or is it like 300 feet of like different things that you can climb and go up and break down and stuff? Like, are there actually mountains that are you can go all the way through and on top and whatever, or is it like, you know, 3 different layers of platform?
I mean, I'm trying to think. The levels have so much variety to them. So I think there are levels that are the vertical. There's a lot of verticality here. It's much more than Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
And yeah, yes, there are parts where it's like you're just climbing a giant mountain, and there's tons of stuff within that mountain.
Okay. And the next question is, when you go back to a place you've already left, so let's say you've gone to level 6 and you want to go back to level 1, do all the things you destroyed reset?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what I want.
And you can reset just from the menu anytime.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. However, if you, like I said, like a lot of the big levels, it's like it's a lot like Mario Odyssey, where it's like you have your main levels and then you have like small levels. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, they had a few levels in Odyssey that weren't like.
I know there are like the challenge levels in this one.
Yeah, not even challenge levels. I just mean like a level that has 15 bananas as opposed to 70. You know, it's like not a big sprawling open world desert. It's like, you know, in Mario Odyssey, you have the desert, you have the city, and you have the wooded kingdom. But then you have the one with the castle,
the purple island.
Yeah. Or the one with the even Bowser's like Chinese temple or whatever. It's like a smaller level. Like that exists here as well. Yeah, so you get this kind of variety. And some levels are like quite
so
small.
Just so I understand, that's not like floor 402. That's actually floor 400.
Well, now let me continue on. So they'll if in, you know, the level from the treehouse demo, like the lagoon level, that's like the yellowy grass and stuff.
Yeah.
That has 2 layers below it. So it's a 3-layer level.
But so that's what I'm curious about. Are the 2 layers below it big, like medium or big spaces, or are they like the challenge levels that are like the tiny little tight platforming sections?
They're big.
Okay. That's
They're
what I was
big. And the
about.
cool thing is when you get below and you look up, you see the layer above you. So it's like they connect. And some of the levels have multiple ways to get down. So like you can jump down through multiple holes, and there's no load time between.
I thought it was like here's floor 400, here's like the main hub, and there's different level layers to it. But 401, 402, 403, 404, 405 are like almost like mini game challenge areas. But it's not like that. It's like 400, 401, and 402 are all big islands kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And in some levels, the top, like let's say it's like 400 is actually kind of small, and it's 401 that's huge.
Cool.
Do you know what I mean? And there's some levels that are like, none of them are that huge. It's like a cave level, but it's like there's 5 layers, and each one has its own kind of like cave structure and challenges in itself.
I also know that there are challenge levels, right?
Yeah, like
we've
the
seen the
bonus
2D
levels.
ones. Yeah. How are those notated?
They're like little portals that you go in.
But is it 402? Is it anything like
No,
that?
there's no notation. It's just called bonus room this.
Okay.
It's like Mario Odyssey.
But there's a way to check that off, obviously.
There's a full checklist of what bananas you've got.
Okay.
The thing with this game that's nice is like you can buy maps to find the bananas. There's the sonar. There's checklists.
Treasure chests.
There's treasure chests that give you more maps. You can like go to your map and choose. I just want to see bananas. I want to see bananas I've gotten already. I want to see fossils I've gotten already. Like it does a really, really good job. It's kind of like Astrobot, where like it's not frustrating to 100%. Where something like the Koroks or Mario Odyssey, you're like, well, where the hell are the rest of these moons? Like now I got to go online and look at my like figure it out that way. But this game you'll never need to go online to 100%. You just gotta like collect a lot of gold and go buy a bunch of maps if you really want to do it that way. But like I went back and like nearly 100%ed one of the levels, and like I didn't really have to do any weird grinding. I just explored and broke stuff and had a great time.
So back to my next question, I guess.
Derek, sorry, this whole thing led off from you asking about the damage. So as long as I don't leave, like when I go to a world, let's say like the Lagoon Layer, it's like, you know, it's 101, 100, 101, 102. If I'm on any of those three, all the destruction remains. If I go into a bonus room and come out, all the destruction remains.
But if you go to 200 and then back to 100.
Exactly. Which makes perfect sense. And I got to say, like, on a technical level, this game is incredible. Like, it feels next generation in a way where I've never played a game with this level of destruction that didn't feel like something like Minecraft. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like, oh, it's a playground of destruction. That's the whole point of the game. Or something like, you know, the Finals or Battlefield, where it's like, okay, that building blows up, cool. This game feels like the whole world can be broken, and they've like everything. Like you can break the entire shop of a shopkeeper.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like you can, and it's funny because there'll be like a monkey on a boat. You're like, oh, I'm just fishing, and then you break the boat, and he goes, oh, now I'm swimming. Or like they have little jokes when you break the ground below them. It's like funny. Or one of them's like, I should have got insurance. You know, when you break his town. Yeah. So the level of destruction is like really, really impressive. And the thing is, like, when you destroy a surface, I guess you can see this in the trailer and videos, it's like it just looks right. It doesn't feel like I'm working in some sort of like squared voxel weird world. It feels dynamic, and it feels like polygonally involved, like integrated into the world. So it's like it merges this kind of like voxel break destruction thing into the game seamlessly in a way that makes the game world feel so alive and real and like fun to explore. So I like, it's just really, really cool, and it must have taken them so much work, and it's gonna be hard to go back to something like Zelda or Mario in an open world. Be like, well, I can't destroy the grass. Like I can't chunk up this grass here. Like it feels like games are gonna need to have this to some degree now. So I hope Nintendo integrates this into some of their other games. It's really
It's similar like Tears of the Kingdom, where, you know, it's like, oh my god, they added so many, or Breath of the Wild even, where they added so much freedom and stuff to it that it's like that's now becoming a more heavily implemented element in other games. This breakability is kind of this new thing you're feeling.
Totally, and it makes the games like Astrobot and Mario Odyssey feel rather static. Like, it's like, oh, I'm in a static world. And this one's like, no, it's like a dynamic world. And you'd think that would kind of like break the platforming, but it kind of changes your way of thinking about it. It's like, well, how do I get up there? And how do I get around those spikes? So maybe if the spikes are around the tree, I got to dig into the middle of the tree and go up the middle. But then I can't get all the way up the middle. I got to go back to the... It's like really clever. And then later on when it gets harder and it mixes different elements of like, oh, there's this poison everywhere, but this one element destroys the poison. So you need to like find that element to destroy the poison.
Okay, so that brings my next kind of question is, I'm curious about the difficulty, and I mean difficulty as in enemies and bosses, but also difficulty as in like, you know, sometimes in Tears of the Kingdom, for example, you had to really think about how to solve some of those shrines. Are there things like that, or is this kind of like Mario Odyssey where it's like, oh, like I just have to jump 3 times on this and then I'm there?
No, there's totally moments where you're like, how do I get to that point? And the thing that's cool is like, for someone who's good at games like you and me, especially platforming games, it's not necessarily ever like hard to get to that point, but it's the rewarding sense of like, well, I'm choosing my own way to get there. So there's a lot of I don't think there's a single banana in this game that has one way to get there. where it's like, oh, I clearly need to get to that platform and this platform, that platform. Like, no, there's so many ways to do things and get places, and sometimes it's like, oh, I know there's a banana inside the ground here. How do I find it? And there's like tons of puzzles and challenges and little things like that.
Have you found any of it though hard yet? Even bosses or anything?
So it is. I'll say it's not a super hard game by any means. I'm not in the post game yet. I haven't spoiled it for myself, so I don't know if the post game. I don't know. I could have another 5 levels left, and I could have a huge post game. So I can't really speak to that. I've heard
What floor number? What floor number are you on?
1600.
Okay, okay.
So like 16 levels, let's say.
Yeah.
I think there's a few more too. So there's more than I thought, and the levels are big. Like there's more levels here than Odyssey for sure,
Yeah,
undoubtedly.
sure.
And they're all and none of them feel phoned in the way like
And none of them feel samey.
none of them feel samey. And then you get to some areas where you're like, I mean, there are some areas where it's like, oh, I'm in like a dank cave, so it's not gonna be this beautiful bristling, waterfall ridden place. It's like kind of dark and creepy, and you got to figure your way through it. But the levels use different kind of parts of your brain. Like there's one that's like a more factory, and you everything's metal, so you can't really destroy everything. And some of them get really like really like crazy, like interdimensional, and some of them are like just snowland, and the ice breaks beneath you. Like they really are smartly incorporate different elements to make each level interesting. The game is not that hard, but I will say I have died like a lot. Because when you get hit by an enemy, like you don't just lose. It's not like Zelda where you lose like a quarter of a life. Like you lose like 3 hearts right away. So it's easy to die, but it's also one of those games where it's not meant to be punishing. Where like, oh, if you die, you have to go way back there. It's like you can die over and over and over again. You're just gonna load back up at the same spot with the same amount of bananas. It's not like they like punish you. Where it's like, oh, if you don't get to a save point, you lose everything you've gotten. Like it's not punishing.
But don't you lose like 20% of your coins or something?
It takes away your gold when you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if you're high up on a platform, it might like take you back down. The one thing the controls feel really great, but the one thing is like the Bananza powers can make some parts a lot easier. So like for example, like it's interesting. Like there's these bosses, and if you just choose the Kong Bananza, like you can just like pummel them in 30 seconds and win. It's fun, like it's like satisfying and fun, and I liked it, but it's like, wow, like if you really wanted me to engage with that boss, maybe you should have not allowed me to do the Bananza power, or like maybe the boss hits you once and you lose, because you need gold to get a Bananza power up, but there's gold everywhere. It's like very easy to get them, like to the point where if you get a Bananza power and you do a little bit of digging, you'll have another Bananza power by the time that one ends. So like you can almost always do it. So it'd be interesting if a boss was like, now the bosses do get a little harder later, but some of the bosses, it's like they should have just taken that away. Then again, I don't know if the post game is going to do that. I have a feeling the post game is going to be like, hey, no Bonanza power, beat these bosses. Like I have a feeling things like that are going to happen, but there are parts that it like kind of trivializes, let's say, where you're like, oh, there's game design here that like I'm going to completely avoid for that. And there's parts where it's like, oh, I have the ostrich, I can fly there, so I don't need to like engage with the game the way that it might want me to. It still feels satisfying and fun because like, man, there's like 770 bananas or something. So it's like, it's not like, oh my god, like that whole gameplay is ruined, because there's so much stuff there. But there are times you're like, oh, I'm not engaging with the way maybe they wanted me to. But it kind of feels like a fun way of breaking it, like Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I mean? Where you're like using the powers to kind of avoid stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say, the last thing I'll say, it feels really great to control. It's incredibly polished. It's full of like that. It's like got that Nintendo magic, right? It's like the best game I've played since Tears of the Kingdom. But because the game has this kind of like destructible thing going on, it's not. It's it's very polished for what it is. But there'll be moments where you're like, it's a little less polished, if you know what I mean. Like it's like. There's not a single blemish in Tears of the Kingdom. There's not a single blemish graphically in Mario Odyssey. Now, in this game, you might break something and there's like a little rock that like, the way the voxel system works, like there might be a little rock that's like skipping in and out for a minute. And there's so much density of the environment that there might be a moment that you're like flying across the environment. You're like, oh, I'm seeing things pop in. Or I'm like spinning the camera and a shadow
really
pops
bother
in.
Me.
I will say it bothers me a lot more when I watch videos of it beforehand, but when you play it, you practically don't notice it. Like you're so engaged. But it is there, and it's like so it's not it's a little you got to kind of take it that way.
How's the camera with like digging in the X-ray vision and camera stuff?
So I think the camera's great because it gives you that full like you always have control of it. Granted, there's times where like if you aren't good with 3D cameras, you might not know where you are. Like you might get confused. Because the thing is like if the camera's outside of the rocks and you're digging in the rocks, you can't see yourself. But if the camera's in the ground, you can. So if you've dug really deep and the camera's in the ground with you, they'll always make the surface from the camera to DK be translucent. So you can always see DK. And the thing is, like, because you're so strong, like, this game gives you, like, a power fantasy. Like, you're so strong. Even if you're, like, destroying stuff like crazy and you, like, have no idea where you are, as long as you have, like, a 3D mapping in your brain of, like, where you're going, you're kind of okay. Like, you can kind of just, like, smash your way out of a tense spot,
Cool.
So I found the camera to be zero problems. There's a few times where like let's say you're bashing rocks and like you bash out onto like a cliff face and you're like falling, but then you like turn around to climb. It can sometimes feel a little weird, like you gotta like wrap your head around the fact that like if I'm coming towards the camera I'd be putting down on the analog stick, but because he's climbing it'd be up. So like it's hard to explain, but like if you're like climbing up and you rotate the camera, all of a sudden like that up doesn't feel natural to make him climb. You know what I mean? Like if the camera's behind DK and he's climbing up a mountain, but as he's climbing, you're holding up and you're rotating the camera to the right. By the time you're facing him, DK's climbing and facing you. You'd think you'd have to press down on the analog stick to make him come towards the camera, but you're still holding up. So it's a little weird, but I think the thing is with this game is it's because it's like got this dynamic world. You kind of accept some of these like weird
Looseness. Yeah.
looseness, exactly, and I love it for that. Like it makes the game feel really fun and dynamic and like it's your own playground in a way, but there is a bit of a looseness to it that like something like Mario Wonder wouldn't have. Like Mario Wonder is like or Odyssey
tight.
are like
Yeah.
they're so tight. You can't just like dig in the ground and throw a rock up there, and like, I'm seeing online people like building bridges where they're not supposed to. Like people are trying to break the game, and
Yeah.
it's really cool. And like there's people like who are like skipping Bonanza power ups to try to beat. Like there's gonna be all types of speedruns for this game.
I know. I'm excited to see the speedruns for this game.
Yeah, yeah, same here. And the thing I gotta say is like this game just has such a Nintendo polish to it, and honestly, it's like it's got to be the best sandbox platformer ever. In my mind, like there's just it's so smart. It takes everything they've learned from all the 3D Mario games and does it so well here. And I'm finally playing a game where I don't feel like I've just got my 10 worlds and my collectibles in those worlds. It feels like weirdly dynamic where I'm actually just playing these 3D worlds for the missions in them, and the bananas are extra.
So back to the. I don't know if it's a difficulty question again, but you mentioned that there are like the Bonanza power-ups and stuff, and sometimes they trivialize things. Is there going to be is there a feeling of this game where it's like, oh, I could literally just do the easiest, most boring thing to solve every problem?
No.
Okay.
No, and honestly, most of the Bonanza powers that trivialize things is just when you're fighting bosses, because you just like a lot of the bosses are just like destroy this thing. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
so there's. I mean, I'm sure this exists at some points, but there's never like, I can just punch through every single wall, and then I never have to do any of the puzzles.
no, that's not a thing. And even still, like the some of the more focused puzzles are in the challenge rooms, anyways, because you'll go in there and it'll be like beat these enemies in a certain time limit, or there's a 2D section that has barrel stuff. There's an incredible amount of variety in this game when it comes to 2D, 3D transformations, different bonus. I really enjoy the bonus rooms. Like I never feel like in the bonus rooms in the last few Donkey Kongs, like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, like you're just collecting bananas. It's kind of boring. Mm-hmm. This I'm like excited to see what it offers, because some of them are like, oh, you're being thrown back to like classic DK, or like I did one recently that's like a really fun 2D minecart level. Then I do another one that's a 3D minecart level. And like you're just like, oh, this is really fun and smart. And it's using the things I've already learned from the game already, like how to destroy different things and what have you.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like it's excellent, this game. And like part of me's like, well, man, maybe this should have been the launch title and Mario Kart came a month later. But this like totally justifies the purchase of the Switch 2 for me. This is a 10 out of 10 game for sure.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, I am surprised it actually didn't get much higher on Metacritic. I think this is the kind of game that should have a 95 plus. It's just so well done, and you'll see what I mean. Just like everything from the way it feels to the idle animation to the fact that it's trying to achieve this thing. It's like has a little bit of that Breath of the Wild feeling. It's like, wow, you're trying to achieve something so different by allowing me to climb anything and go anywhere, but you nail it. And this game is like, wow, you're really trying to do something technical by allowing me to destroy everything and grab a rock and throw it from anything, and you're nailing it. And not only that, but you're actually you've actually they must have had a lot of time to like really use that gameplay idea or that technical destruction thing, and they use it in such a variety of ideas and ways and levels, and you're just like, oh my god, this is so awesome.
That's
Like
cool.
there's never a dull moment, and the other thing is like the moment to moment is so fun. Like there's not downtime. It's not like you're playing, you're like, okay, now I gotta like do some boring stuff, I gotta cross the field, I gotta go over there. It's like, no, it's like you're constantly, things are engaging you everywhere, and even if you're just running across the field, like it's just so fun because everything breaks. You're pounding the ground and grass is flying up. It's like so breakable and dynamic and crunchy, and that's why I say it's got that Splatoon feeling to it, where like you're like messing up the environment, and it's like really fun. And
Okay, I got
it's
one final
excellent.
question. I got one final question. How
Okay.
is it? How is it portability? Like how is it on the handheld, or do you feel like it has to be played on TV?
Well, it's a good question because I played it a lot on handheld actually, and I
And
gotta
I probably
say,
will. I probably will too. So that's what a big question for me.
it
'cause I'll
feels
be handheld
great.
a lot.
I gotta say that's one of the. I didn't play a lot of handheld Mario Karts because I wasn't going around a lot, and also with Mario Kart you gotta like crimp the controller. You gotta like hold the A button, hold the R button. It's different. Where in this game you're just like moving the analog stick. You can take your hands off all the controls. It's like a more relaxed way to hold the Joy-Con, if you will. And it feels great. And I gotta say, like the new bigger Joy-Cons help a lot. It looks good. Like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, like they looked a little crappier on the Switch 1 on handheld. This game actually, like it's 1080. It looks really good. So
Nice.
and the screen's bigger, so it's like you don't feel like you're squinting down. And I've actually played a lot of handheld, and this is a great game because it's both the kind of game that you can like play for a lot of hours and really sink into, or you just turn it on for 5 minutes and and you'll get stuff done. You'll go collect some stuff. It's like even better than Mario Kart.
Okay,
that way.
that's really helpful for me to know too. I want to be able to like play for 15 minutes maybe. Yeah.
Or 2 minutes, because in Mario Kart you're like, okay, I've got to like at least
Do a
finish a
race.
race.
Yeah.
And this game's like, no, I can literally just like walk a little bit, destroy some stuff, pause it, put it away. It's such an excellent game.
Nice.
There's such good music and graphics, and this.
A
I
big
don't even
part of
want
me
to tell you about the variety. I don't even
No,
want to tell
please,
you.
please, yeah, please.
There's
don't.
some
A
levels
big-
in this game that I'm like, whoa! I'm like that they didn't show any of this in the trailers or previews or reviews, and like there's a good handful of levels that I'm like, you're just like so surprised by what you're seeing, and
A big part of me is more hyped for this game than Metroid Prime 4. Like this game, even in some ways, I'm more hyped for this game than Silk Song. Like this game just sounds good, right up my alley. I've been kind of craving a game like this that's just like feel good fun. I can't freaking wait, to be honest.
I will be shocked if any game is Game of the Year more than this for me.
Yeah.
This is the follow up to Mario Odyssey right here, and it's better, and it's got a newness to it. It's
You
not like
you don't think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be able to top this one?
I don't know, because Metroid Prime 4, from what we've seen, looks just kind of like a rather safe follow up.
Yeah, it's a Switch 1 game too.
Yeah, where this one really, like, you can tell it would not work on Switch 1 with the amount of detail and the size of the environments, and just the scope, and it's got a very Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom feeling to it, where it's like, whoa, you're doing something really new that I've never done before. And it feels great. Like, it feels great to just jump off a big cliff, and when you land, like, you're landing on the ground, smashes the ground around you. Like, it feels good to do everything in this game.
Cool.
I mean, Metroid Prime would have to like blow me the freak away for it to be better than this. Like, I'd have to have like the best music and some wicked story and like show us really cool environments and new
The
open
music's good
environments.
in this game.
Yes, it's really good.
Okay,
I would say it's not. It, I'm trying to
it's
like.
not phenomenal, but it's solid.
It's really good. I'd say it's on par with Odyssey, where it's got like a few songs that are just like really good, catchy songs, but there's a lot of stuff that's more just mood pieces. It does do that thing that the Donkey Kong series is known for, to have like kind of music that's like more
Ambience.
emotional and like yeah, and like have this kind of like weight to it. And I love some of the. I mean, a lot of people saying they don't like the music, but I think it's good. I mean, I like the music in Metroid Dread too, but there's a few songs in this game that like have this kind of like synthy vibe that remind me of like the original Donkey Kongs, and I really like the bonus room theme. I really like, and it's just kind of like a synthy beat, but it just kind of works with the game in building the kind of tone where it kind of goes from like this like more majestic Mario, whimsical adventure, and then it's like no, you're like deep in the caves, and there's like some synthy beat that's like gonna let you know that like something important is happening. So it's got that variety. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind this game's full 10 out of 10. Best game I've played in a long time. And I'm not even kidding. Like, there's been many moments I'm playing this game and I'm like, is this my favorite game ever? Like, is this the best game I've ever played? Like,
Wow.
I'm like, really? Like, is it? I'm not sure because, it takes years to really let that sink in. But I think for sure it'll be in my top 10. I like it more than Odyssey, and I can't emphasize how brilliant this game is because not only are they doing this brand new thing that's technically impressive, like it's like really technically impressive, to break structures that are not like squares, like they're dynamic breakable structures, and it's fun to break them, but it's also like the way they designed this game around it, and then they designed a beautiful collection system and a progression system, and the story is like just good enough where it's not annoying, and it's there, and it adds a texture and adds like a reason to do everything, but it's not like overbearing, and there's no point where you're like, oh my god, I gotta go through this tutorial now. There's no point where you're like, oh my god, I gotta like watch this part of you talking to me about dumb stuff it's easy. There's none of that. It's like
Yeah.
smart. It's smart and streamlined, and even when it's easy, it's like so incredibly fun. It's so approachable for younger people to play too. And then as you get deeper, it's like it gives you those more challenging things. So I'm really looking forward to like 100%ing this game, and I'm gonna maybe even beat it today and see kind of what the post game is.
Cool.
But totally a AAA game. I think you're gonna love this game. Like it fixes the problems I had with Odyssey.
Nice. Yeah,
and
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, and it's like fast and fun and breakable and crunchy, and it's just even
Yeah.
I know I'm repeating myself, but even when I played it, I had a friend over. She doesn't know anything about video games. Like she's just video game completely ignorant. Like literally, it's like she has no idea. And she was watching it and so into it, and finally I'm like, this game's cool, isn't it? And she's like, yeah, like I'm like really into watching you play this game because it's just like fun to watch.
Did she not play the co-op mode?
No, she like no. I don't want to play the co-op mode to be honest. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried that or the sculpting mode. I've really just been stuck in the main game.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like a great game.
Yeah, the one complaint I would have about it is this is a very minor complaint, is that the load times are really fast, but I would have liked it if they had zero load times. And I mean that like I don't know, I don't make games, so I don't know, but like as soon as it like dips to black and then dips back in, like there's parts where it's like, oh, well, let's go to the new level, so you jump down a hole, then it dips to black and almost instantly fades in to the game. So there's no wait. But I'm like, wasn't there a way to just like make that work without the load screen, Just like fully immerse me into the game, like fully Tears of the Kingdom me. You know what I mean? And there's times where it's like there's a little load screen in the corner, but it's so fast, you're like, well, why'd you even put the load screen? and like it dips to black. There's a little loading thing, and then it dips right back in. Like, there's fast load times. Like, it's not long at all. But I'm like, well, you could have just dipped to black and not shown me the load thing. Like, you could have just like not taken me out of the game to say it's loading, and just like kind of like make it a little more immersive that way. And I'm sure they could have figured it out where, like, when you jump in a hole, you kind of fall down a generic hole for a bit, or it cuts to a cutscene where it can unload the previous level and load the next level. I don't know the technical how that really works, but
if Tears of the Kingdom can do it, then
yeah, I mean, I guess that's Tears of the Kingdom thing. And let me tell you, the worlds here are way more densely packed than Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, and honestly, there's people have complained about like the frame rate problems. I don't even notice them. Because there's this thing when you punch an enemy, it like does that like one moment of freeze frame before it blows up. Like, I think Mario did that too. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's kind of always in this state of like big explosion. Like, there's like a moment of pause before the blow up. So like you don't really notice the slowdown at all. Like, to me, the game runs incredibly smooth.
Nice.
There's a few boss fights where like it's one of those games where if the frame rate goes lower, you like deserved it, because it's like you're blowing up so much stuff so quickly, or like they have a few bosses that there's just so much stuff being thrown at you and so many things being blown up and the environment changing. Like, you're kind of like, well, of course the frame rate's going to drop a bit. So it feels justified. But I love this game. I'm addicted to it. Definitely it's an incredible game.
Awesome.
It's really, really awesome. Not much else to say about it. It washes all the disappointment from Mario Kart World. This game washed that bad taste out of my mouth.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, Derek. What else are we going to talk about today? I mean, that was kind of any other upcoming things?
Nope. We're just waiting for the next Nintendo Direct, hopefully in a week or two.
Yeah. Yeah, and then more games, hopefully. I'm really hoping Metroid Prime 4 comes out this year. I've heard there's a rumor that it's might get delayed.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but the rumor is coming from that channel Kiwi Talks. You know that channel?
No, but the game just got rated in Korea. It's definitely coming.
I know, but yeah, it's a worry. But it's like this channel Kiwi Talks, that like he talks to a lot of retro developers. Like he talks to like ex-retro developers about the development of Metroid Prime. It's like a wicked channel. And he's like, I've heard a rumor that Metroid Prime is missing deadlines and might need a delay till next year. I'd be really
we'll find out. Yeah.
I'd be very surprised about that, given like typically I believe at the point Nintendo showed it playable in April or May, or at the Treehouse and stuff, the game was completely like, Nintendo doesn't. It's not like they still have to make levels. If anything, they're just like they're in quality control and they haven't passed quality control checks or bug squashing or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of my number one hyped game right now. But maybe if there's a direct soon, we'll be able to talk about that soon, Derek.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I guess that puts us out of time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Till next time, for sure.
Okay, Derek. Well, thanks for coming out, and to our listeners, thanks for listening, and let us know what you think. And this is Nintendo Bros. Pete signing out.
This is Derek. See you later.